Mayo have a chance to gain revenge for their defeat to Donegal in the 2012 All-Ireland Senior Football Final this weekend, and James Horan can count on one of the GAA's new stars to play his part. Last September, Ballintubber's Cillian O'Connor bagged 5 points as Mayo came up short 13 points to 2-11 against Jim McGuinness's men. The 21-year-old marked his return to fitness with a hat-trick in the Connacht final. Some achievement when you consider it seemed his season was over after suffering a dislocation of his left shoulder while on club duty. The Mayo sharpshooter has been explaining where his GAA story began.
I think I remember being 4 or 5 years old and playing for the under-8 B team in some blitz or something. I think Dad was managing, so just blitzes back in the pitch in Ballintubber, the under-10 and under-11 blitzes, and ice cream vans and screwballs at half-time. That's about all I remember. I would have probably looked towards the likes of, even within my own club, I suppose I saw Alan Dillon at first hand when I was 10 or 11, taking a real burning interest in the sport. So I suppose being able to see him in club training week in, week out, or club matches, he was probably the player that I saw the most that was playing for Mayo, and he was always putting in good performances for the club and for Mayo. So I suppose he was somebody I looked up to. It's still a brilliant experience. It's not something that kind of wears off or you get tired of. You still always, when you see the crowds there in McHale Park or the flags and the banners throughout the county coming up to a big game, it kind of still gives you shivers. It's something that I don't take lightly. It's a great honour for myself, my family, and for the club. So it's something that I love doing, and it's a great responsibility. You just want to leave the jersey in a better place than you took it, so you're only passing through, you only get a few years at it. So I just want to make the most of it, enjoy it, and try and do everybody proud. I would probably say in 2011 the Connacht final was, because it was a big game. It was a huge match for us because we were up against Roscommon. We were going over to their backyard in Hyde Park. I know it was a horrible day. It was lashing rain all morning, and conditions were awful really. So it was a very hard day to play football. And I know there's questions being asked of some of our players, some of the older lads, and the character of the team and stuff like that. So we kind of felt we had a point to prove. I was given the free taking duty that day, and I hadn't really taken them before for the senior team. So I was nervous enough as it was, and that kind of added to it. But after the game then, when it has gone your way and you can kind of relax, and it's kind of a sense of relief more than anything, I was just delighted that day. So you have to be ambitious. We're an ambitious team. We think we've got all the attributes. We just want to keep working hard, keep improving. We improved from James's first year. We made a lot of mistakes that we worked on in the year after, and the same again this year. We've highlighted things from last year that we want to work on and improve. And if we can keep the curve going upwards, we think we can be there or thereabouts. It's not something we block out or ignore or get carried away with. Like we chat football with everybody. The supporters are so passionate in Mayo, so everyone loves it. But within the squad, there's kind of a different focus. You really haven't got time to be getting carried away with stuff like that or talking about things that you can't control. We just look towards the next training session and the next match, and it's so busy now this time of year. It gets really hectic that you have to be thinking about Tuesday night's training session, and you start looking further ahead than that, then you're going to lose your place in the team first of all, and that'll affect the team. There's a few lads who like to pull their own little stunts and pranks and stuff. A few lads in particular that I owe a prank or two to. So if they're watching this, I'll get them later in the summer. I turned 21 at the start of the year in May, and the boys, they gave me a birthday present, so I'll get them back later in the year. Mum has them on the family mantelpiece in the living room. It's nice to have that little tag, I suppose. Yeah, it was an honour again, same as playing for Mayo. It's just kind of a nice thing for your family and for the club. Something that you might look back on in 10 or 15 years and kind of be proud of, but you're kind of too busy at the moment with training and matches and stuff to kind of take it too seriously. It's a great honour, and hopefully we can keep doing well and maybe get some team silverware, later in the summer.